Hi guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering the most asked questions about my life here in Canada. Questions about my personal experiences studying, working, and overall just moving to Canada. So yes, I'm kind of taking a break from my usual immigration related vlogs, and this will be more of a get to know me type of video. So I do hope that you guys enjoy this. Anyway, hindi ko na patatagalin. Let's begin. First question is my name, age, and location. So my name is rrdancel, 26, Philippines. Miss Universe. But in all seriousness, my name is rrdancel. I am 26 years old and I'm currently based in Vancouver, British Columbia. But I'm originally from Quezon City, Philippines. Next question. Why did you move to Canada? So I initially came to Canada as an international student, and so with that, I wanted to pursue higher education in Canada. Third question, when did you move to Canada? It's been about 3 years since I left the Philippines for Canada, and I moved here on September 27, 2017. Okay, fourth question, and I've been getting this a lot. Why Canada? In moving to another country, I considered 3 things. The first one being language. So yeah, I wanted to move in a country where I understand the language so that, you know, the adjustment won't be as difficult because I know how to interact with the people around here. Second thing that I considered was convenience. For practical reasons, I moved to Canada because I had relatives here. And so that alleviated me from the financial burden of trying to support myself in a foreign country. And lastly, the third reason that I considered before moving to Canada was the quality of life. Ang ganda sa Canada, you guys, like, the people here are so kind. There is a mix of modernity and nature. Education system is excellent. Transportation system is efficient, and so it was a no-brainer talaga for me to move here. Question number 5. What was your parents' reaction when you decided to move to Canada? Yikes. De joke lang, you guys. Actually, natuwa yung parents ko when I proposed the idea of studying in Canada because for them, they really value education and they think that that is the key to succeeding in life. Of course, with parents, they had their worries and doubts, and that's quite understandable. Maybe for them, I was speaking out of excitement lang, you know, like gusto ko lang mag-travel. So yeah, they were a bit stern with me in terms of like supporting me. Talagang they told me, if you want to go to Canada, show us proof that you really want to study there, and then after that we can talk more about financially supporting you to study in another country. Next question here is, how is the weather like in Canada? Well guys, it's really hard to speak for all of Canada just because I've been living in BC for the most part. So yeah, I'll just be sharing what the weather is like here in Vancouver. Things that you should know probably, it's coined the term RAINCOUVER just because for the most part it is always wet and damp here. But I don't really notice that. I mean, the days are alternating. There will be a week where it's just all rain, and then the next week will be all sunshine. But overall, I feel like it's always pleasant here. I'm very thankful to be living in the warmest city in all of Canada, just because it rarely reaches below 0 degrees in Vancouver, and I'm especially grateful for that because sobrang lamigin ako, guys. Do you live alone? God, no. Thankfully, I don't have to. For the most part, I stayed with my relatives here in Canada. Kasi laking tulong din siya, guys, kasi mahal ng rent dito. So, sobrang laking tulong to have someone to live with here. Do you drive or commute? So yeah, unfortunately, hindi pa ako nakakapag-drive dito sa Canada, but hopefully soon. So yeah, for the most part, I commute in order to get around the Metro Vancouver area. Okay, so next naman is all about my student life here in Vancouver. So the first question under this category is, what program did you take when you studied here in Canada? So yeah, I took up a one-year program called Communication Design Essentials. And yeah, perfect. The next follow-up question is, where did I study? So I took that one-year program at BCIT, or British Columbia Institute of Technology. Is it expensive studying in Canada? Well, to be honest, you guys, since you are coming here to Canada as an international student, expect to pay premium on tuition fees, and expect that when you come here as an international student, you will be paying 3 times more than domestic students in student fees. How much was your tuition fee? For the one-year program that I studied at BCIT, I paid close to 14,000 Canadian dollars for just that 1 year. So yeah, mahal siya. Okay, next question here is, what did you like about studying at your chosen school in Canada? So the reason why I chose BCIT is because they advocate application-based learning. And because BCIT provided me with the necessary tools, it was so easy for me to learn and actually have the lesson stick with me just because we're applying it every single day. Okay, ito naman medyo personal question. Is it hard to make friends here? So actually, I dabbled a bit on it in my misconceptions video, so do check that out. But for me personally, I found it difficult to connect with people here, like in terms of activities, but in terms of talking and like actually getting to know the person, it was quite easy. But in terms of like making plans together or always hanging out after class or during class, medyo nag-struggle ako on that part. It could be different for everyone. Maybe I wasn't as proactive in searching for a group of friends here in Canada. So yeah, don't apply my own experiences to your experience because your experience may be different. And last question for this part is it hard studying here? So to be honest, medyo full load yung course na kinuha ko here in Canada. Communication Design Essentials was pretty hectic. Like, we'd always have something to do. In terms of managing the load, I find that it was quite tolerable. Like, I still had time to do other things. Like, heck, I was able to work part-time while I was doing full-time studies. And so yeah, for the most part, I'd say hindi naman masyadong mahirap mag-aral dito sa Canada. For as long as you manage your time wisely, you'll be just fine. Okay, so the next category here is all about working in Canada. Okay, so the first question here is it hard to find work here? I'll probably cover a topic on how to get a part-time job here in Canada for my next video, but in a way, I'd say no, as long as you're proactively searching for one. I did manage to get one right away, surprisingly, but this is like a minimum wage job, right? So yeah, that wasn't hard in that sense. Sometimes it's not about what you know, but who you know. And so yeah, referrals help a lot in finding a job here in Canada. Okay, next question. What was my first job? So yung first job ko dito was a sales associate for a consignment store. And yeah, yung company that I worked for sold high-end or luxury clothing brands, shoes and bags, and much more. Is your job related to what you studied? No. So, ang weird kasi I studied engineering back in the Philippines. I took up graphic design in Canada, but I ended up working in retail and afterwards in social services. So yeah, I guess in this type of setting, Forrest Gump's life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get applies to my life. And for me, like, I'm not really bragging. Hindi naman ako nagmamayabang, but it also shows how versatile I am to work in any industry. For as long as I get the proper training, I can easily integrate myself in any kind of work setting. Second to the last question, you guys. So, as an international student, can you live comfortably in Vancouver with just a part-time job? Wow, that's actually a very interesting question. I mean, to be honest, you can live in Vancouver working a part-time job. I'm just not so certain about how comfortable your life would be if you do. And I'm saying this because the cost of living, especially in Vancouver, can be quite high. I mean, rent alone will cost you about $1,900 per month, and that is very expensive, especially if you're only earning minimum wage. But of course, there's ways around it for as long as you're wise about your financial decisions when you're in Vancouver. Okay, so last question, because I feel like ang haba na ng video. Any tips for aspiring applicants that wish to immigrate here in Canada? Okay, the first thing that comes to my mind is finances. Make sure that your finances are in order. Make a list of fees that you will need for your application and cross-check that with your income para alam nyo kung masyadong mahal or kaya namang mag-immigrate dito sa Canada. Make sure that all your personal documents are valid and up to date when applying for a visa application, and organize your documents in a logical and chronological manner. And I know that usually when you start something so big as moving to another country, it can get pretty nerve-wracking, and sometimes you doubt yourself in the process, which is normal to feel. For me, guys, I didn't really know that my life would pan out the way it did if I didn't just go for it. Yes, it's good to be practical and logical when making a big decision, for sure. So that's half the battle won. But sometimes the best way to get things moving is to simply start. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have for today. Sana nakatulong itong experiences ko to kind of strengthen your decision to move forward if you do have plans to study, work, or immigrate here to Canada. If you have more questions about my life here in Canada, or like anything about the immigration process or study permit application process, you know the drill. Comment it down below and I'll try my best to get back to you on that. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my video. I hope that you're all safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!